Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Cee The Counsellor here. Today we're going to be answering the question, is there a difference between a counsellor and a therapist? So yeah, let's get into it. So for the longest time I wasn't really sure if there was a difference. I thought that maybe therapist is an American term because a lot of Americans will say, I'm going to see my therapist. And in the UK I thought counsellor was more of the term, but for the same thing. But it turns out that they're not really that different at all. But there is a lot of confusion around, is there a difference between a counsellor, a therapist, psychotherapist, counselling psychologist? Are they all the same? Are they different? And most of them do very similar things, go through similar training, but they differ in like one or two ways. And if you want to know more, you can just Google it and find out. But there's not a lot of difference, and a lot of people can treat the same clients with different issues, with the same issues, and still get the job done regardless of their title, which is a bit confusing. But that's only because there hasn't been clear boundaries set between the careers, so hence the confusion. So hopefully one day somebody out there will create a way of making it so that we know the difference between the different job titles. So let's see what Google defines as a therapist and a counsellor and work our way from there. So Google defines a counsellor as a person who's trained to give guidance on personal or psychological problems. It defines a therapist as a person who treats psychological problems, a psychotherapist. Now, there's not that much difference. They're both trained with a certain set of skills, but then the only difference within the definitions is that a counsellor obviously helps with personal and psychological problems, not just psychological, whereas a therapist helps with purely psychological problems. People with, I guess, specific mental health problems are more likely to be helped by a therapist, whereas anyone else who kind of has any life issues and any life problems as well as mental health issues can go to a counsellor, because a counsellor can help you with anything. And it's not just limited to mental health problems. It can be, stress at work or childhood issues and overcoming, certain habits or having certain relationship problems. And both groups, counsellors and therapists, can work with children, adults, families, groups and individuals. So they can still work with everybody. It's just that therapists, I guess, are more for working with psychological problems, and if you have like mental health issues that are severe, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, as long as they specialize in it, because when you get your qualification you have to add on these expert knowledge through further training. So you can't just become a qualified therapist and just suddenly be able to handle people's mental health issues. If they come to you with like depression and anxiety, you still need to have some sort of training to work with that and to get a bit of knowledge on those issues specifically, so that you can be a bit more helpful and resourceful to your clients when they come to you. So I hope that clarifies it for you. But if you're still not sure, you can look it up on the BPS website, which is the British Psychological Society, or the BACP, and kind of see, job descriptions and see what the difference is. But there is not that much difference. So on this channel you will hear me sometimes saying when I become a therapist or when I become a counsellor, of which pretty interchangeable terms as they are not that different. And as a counselling psychotherapist, because the course I'm studying is counselling and psychotherapy, well, integrative counselling and psychotherapy, I will then be able to be a counselling psychotherapist. So I will be able to help people with both personal problems and psychological problems. That's what I'm training for, and that's what I'll be able to do when I qualify. So I hope that helps somebody out there, and I hope you like this video, and please share with somebody who's interested in this. Share it to somebody who is considering this as a career choice. And leave a comment. Any questions you have, leave in the comments. Anything you liked about the video, leave in the comments. So Google defines a counsellor as a trained person And then it defines a therapist as a person who, so, and I will see you in my next video, which will be uploaded next week. Bye guys.